Hello, hello, it's Katie here, and this is a little sticker design. The original artist is Dan Morris. I decided I wanted to try to paint it and take y'all along with me for the ride. So I started sketching this out on a 4x4 Santorini. Shout out to Santorini Stones by Shelley. She is my awesome rock supplier. You can find her on Etsy now. So I'm just kind of sketching in with my mechanical pencil, and as you see, I'm keep redoing certain things. It's hard when you're not a great sketcher to figure out how big you need something, so I tend to make something like the stem too big and the cap too small, and I just have to keep redoing it. But I'm trying to learn sketching, so it's all in the fun. And eventually I will get it. And then I'm going to take a circle grid, and just put in the little circle for the moon and the sun. And y'all, it's okay to use stuff like this to help you. I don't think there are many people that can draw a perfect circle. So use what you need to use to get what you need right. So now I'm just kind of sketching in the sun rays. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just kind of I started out looking at the picture, and then I kind of just went on my own. And so this is a kneadable eraser, and I just use it to get most of the graphite off and just lightly have the outline there. So I'm going to be using some watercolor. These are by Wanda, the Foiling Rock Lady, and she's pretty much everywhere. You can find her on YouTube, and Facebook group is Creative Rock Art, and Creative Rock Art Foiling Techniques, and Foiling Techniques. But she has the Foiling Rock Lady on Etsy with all of her awesome watercolors. And the yellow that I'm using is actually from a set that we did. We started out, and I made the mistake of putting the yellow in too big of a container. And so we just put the set together anyways and called it a regular tropical sunset, or something like that. Anyways, it ended up being an awesome yellow, so that's what I'm using for my sun. And then the orange is from one of the new sets from the fire set, I'm pretty sure. The air, fire, water. So, whoa, that's too dark, so I'm going to lighten that up and add a little bit of red to it. I'm just wanting a darker reddish orange color there. But the awesome thing about watercolor is it's very easy to fix a mistake, and you're going to see that several times where I decide I don't like something and I change it up. So now I'm using a green, and I'm mixing the green with a little bit of black, and this green that I'm using is actually from the Arteza gouache set. I didn't have quite the right green I needed, so you'll notice I'm going to be using things like, now I'm using Wanda's gouache in the purple. I think that's from the Pride set. I'm going to be using things from everywhere. I'm like that. I'm a mixed media person. I use gouache, watercolor, acrylic, anything and everything to make things happen on this rock. So, and in the background, you see a block of white. That's the titanium white. And that is awesome, y'all. I have a large pan of it. It works great for lightening colors, making them look lighter and pastel. That titanium white is awesome. So if you get a chance to pick some up, I would. I use it a lot. As you can see, it's dirty. So I'm painting the stems all in the green. And I painted the purple around the sun rays on the left and the green on the right. And now I'm going to do a purple on the other mushroom cap, and I'm going to add a little bit of black. This is actually violet, not purple. I'm going to add some black around the edges of where the moon's going to be. And you'll notice that it's going to get a little bit darker. And I'm going to keep reapplying and adding more until it gets to the depth that I want it to be. I am using an Artegria brush. I don't remember what number that is, but it happens to be my favorite. I tend to use that particular one a lot. I've just kind of stuck with the Artegria brushes, and I really like them. Now I pulled out the, oh, what color is that? I think that's in the Neon series. Maybe the magenta. I'm just painting that edge with it. And then I'm going back over and adding more onto the cap of purple. That's kind of how I've figured out watercolor. Normally I'm an acrylic artist, and I've kind of meshed my way into the watercolor world, and it took me a while to figure out how to make things work, but I still tend to layer with watercolor. It's just a little trickier to layer with watercolor. So you just got to kind of learn how much water to use, and you know what colors to mix. So I started out with the yellow, and then I go in and add a little bit of orange, and now I'm just touching up little areas here and there. Now that's the copper shimmer shots. These shimmer shots are awesome, especially the metals. I'm going to outline with it, and you're going to see it's super awesome. It's bright, it's shiny. It's pretty amazing. And I'm just going to outline everything on that sun with the copper. And then you're going to notice in a minute I'm going to take it's a little flat brush that doesn't have a whole lot of bristles in it. And I'm going to kind of just run it all around the edge on the sun. And that's going to kind of fade it in a little bit, just so that it's not like this straight line. I want to have a little bit of edge shading. And I kind of did that with some of the sun rays too. Now you're going to notice I went back and added some more yellow to the sun. Now I'm adding the little rib part on the bottom part of the mushroom, and I kind of don't like it towards the end, and you're going to see me fix it. I kind of did the lines a little too straight, and they needed to be more at an angle, so I will fix it. Now I'm adding a little bit more orange into the yellow. And outlining the outside of the mushroom. And this is just the beginning outline of my mushroom. I'm going to go back later and add some more lining in. Now the little brush that I'm using right now is the Kingsmith disposable eyeliner brushes. I get those off of Amazon, and they're super awesome, especially for fine line work. You can cut them down and get some super tiny thin lines, and they're disposable, but you can get several uses out of them. Now I added some of that titanium white to the violet and made a pale purple, and I'm going in and making some shading because I want that mushroom to kind of look wavy. So I'm adding a little bit, I add a line, and then I go in and I shade down, so that it gives the illusion that the mushroom is a little wavy right there. And then I'm adding a little bit of mist around the sun. I mean the moon, sorry. Haven't had my caffeine yet today, so I'm a hot mess. Now I'm taking Wanda's white gel pen and I'm outlining the rays. These gel pens that she has, I don't know, they're amazing. They work over anything. My Posca pen would be already clogged right now working over watercolor, but for some reason this white gel pen, it works. Now I'm drawing in the face. Sorry, it goes a little blurry sometimes. I'm just drawing a real basic face, and you're going to notice some things change. But that's just the outline. I'm going to go back and add color over it. Now I'm taking my little avocado pen, also from Wanda. Again, these pens work over anything. So now I'm lining on the outside of the white line. And what I'm doing is just layering those lines because I want to pop out the white. And if you put black behind it, it makes it really pop. Now I'm taking my Posca pen and going over that outline. And I went with a wider, the top part was 1 MR, the bottom part was 3M, sorry. Then I did some little lines, so accentuating the little waves. And that's my Posca 1 MR. And you're going to see me go over this several times. Now I'm going to do the stars with that same gel pen. And again, I'm going to put them in and then I'm going to go over them kind of like layering. Now, you want the stars to look like they're waving with the mushroom. So you're going to see me come in with a little bit of gray. And I'm going to start putting it through some of those stars so that it looks like the stars are waving. It's amazing. Just a little bit of color through that star just totally changes the whole look. And then I'm also adding a little bit of gray to some of the stars to make them look a little bit darker. Now I'm adding in some Sherbet Kisses. That's a Wanda watercolor in the pans. And the Sherbet Kisses is one of my favorite things. It's super sparkly and it really just adds some pizzazz on top. So I just went in and dabbed it here and there just to give it some sparkle and a little bit of difference. Now I put some of that Sherbet Kisses on the sun and then it started pulling up some of my color, and that's where I get frustrated because if I was layering with acrylic, I wouldn't have to worry about that. So that's why you have to kind of learn a little bit about layering. So I went back in with yellow. I'm going to let that dry. And now I was trying to add in the green, like from the picture, part of the moon was green, or to me it looked like a greenish tint. But I don't end up liking it, and I'm going to end up changing it. So don't follow that part if you follow this tutorial. It's not really a tutorial. It's more of a paint with me because I did have to speed this up. This video ended up being really long. Now I'm using foil glue. It's the GA&E. And I put it on. I used a torch to get the bubbles out. Then I used a UV light, flashlight, and then I put the foil on the top. And I'm going to do that with both stems. So there's my torch, there's my light, and there's my foil. Of course, it takes a lot longer. I have this sped up, so it's gonna seem like it's real quick to you, but it's not. Torch, light, foil. And that's the burnishing brush where it gets all the little spots down so that you don't have any spots showing. Now I'm lining with the Posca pen to fix up that edge. I'm going to go over the cap again. I believe that foil that I used on the mushrooms are in the Victorian set. It's a great set of foils to use for stuff like this. Now I'm working on the background. That blue is also from, it's either water or air. It's in one of those sets, her newest sets. And I'm just filling in all the background. And I kind of want it to be messy. I don't want it to look very solid. I'm taking the blue from the Sherbet Kisses and then dabbing it on with a scruffy brush to add some sparkle. Let it dry, and then now I'm going over and fixing some things. And I fixed that one spot I forgot right there. Now at the end, I put a white line because this was a sticker, and I put a white line all around it, and you'll see it in the final. That's where I fixed the moon. And I ended up using like a burnt sienna, and I liked it much better. So I'll put the white line, but I didn't have it recording. I thought I had it recording and it wasn't. So at the end, you're going to see the white line. Now I'm going over with the burnt sienna, or it might be brown. I can't remember which one. And I'm just going over my black lines. It's kind of funny how just a little tweak of a line makes the face look so different. It's like the moon's like, hey, yeah. And the sun's just like happy. Got a smirk on its face. But yeah, I'm cool with it. Here's the final result. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye.